It's another big news day for wrestling fans around the world. My name is Zango, and in this video, we're going to be discussing Samoa Joe, Blackpool Combat Club. Also, we're going to talk about the AEW console game and a potentially new gimmick for Bray Wyatt. If you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button, ring that bell. I'm going to provide my analysis on everything that is happening in pro wrestling, so make sure you guys subscribe for more. Now, Samoa Joe is, in fact, in the ROH Hall of Fame, and yes, he is the ROH TV champion. But as of right now, there is a little bit of some concern as to what exactly his role will be going forward. Now, I think it is pretty obvious that Samoa Joe is signed to AEW, so that way he could be part of the ROH brand, hence why he's holding the ROH TV championship. But I also think that there is a lot of great things that Samoa Joe could do in the meantime until we get to the point where ROH actually has a television deal. Now, even though there's no clarity on it, Samoa Joe is a fantastic worker. He is somebody I have interviewed in the past, somebody I have a lot of respect for. I loved his work in WWE. I loved his work in TNA, obviously ROH. Now that he's in AEW ROH, I'm excited. And of course, just as everybody notices, when a big signing like this comes through, we all typically speculate and maybe we start having conversations about Samoa Joe joining Blackpool Combat Club. Now, there was an interview with the New York Post in which Samoa Joe was asked about the Blackpool Combat Club, which, by the way, if you guys didn't know, I talked about it on the Ango Show live. I am a very big fan of BCC. Wheeler Yuta, John Moxley, Bryan Danielson, William Regal, I love it. So, of course, the natural fantasy booker in me would love to see Samoa Joe in this group. Now, with that being said, Samoa Joe was asked about this group, and it sounds like he's shutting it down. One thing that he said that was really interesting was, I have never been one to be a very good teammate, so I don't know how that would work. Now, again, we don't really know what the future plans are for Samoa Joe. What I would say is that AEW having ROH TV champion Samoa Joe on Dynamite is good for now, but I do think at some point, the brand split would be the thing that makes the most sense. And when I say a brand split, it doesn't mean that you can't cross-promote kind of like territory stuff, but I think we have to have a real idea as to who's part of the ROH roster versus the AEW roster. Now, ROH TV deal hasn't been announced, so that's not something that we can necessarily discuss, but I don't think it makes sense for Samoa Joe in the meantime to join the BCC. As much as I would love it as a fan of all the guys together, I think Samoa Joe actually needs to be away from the group. Plus, they got the storyline with Satnam Singh, Sanjay Dutt, and Jay Lethal, and I feel like once ROH has a TV deal, we'll see Samoa Joe heavily out there. This is a very interesting thing because technically it's a brand within a brand. Samoa Joe's holding a belt for another brand that technically doesn't have TV. So I understand why the fantasy booking is there, but I feel like if Samoa Joe's plans are to go to ROH full time when it does come to fruition, I feel like him leaving Blackpool Combat Club, while it might be entertaining, it just might be useless. And I feel like that spot could be better suited for maybe a guy like Lee Moriarty, who just had a great showing on Dynamite. But very interesting stuff. It doesn't look like it'll be happening anytime soon, but you never know. All right, guys, I want to talk about the AEW console game Fight Forever. Now, you guys know on the channel 3 weeks ago, I posted a video update on the game, the trademark, all of this great stuff. I have been following very closely with the AEW video game stuff from the time that the Epic Games investment was announced to everything that we've seen with AEW games. You guys know that I'm very, very excited about this. It is something I look forward to, and I can't wait to stream when the game comes out. Now, Fightful Select had reported about a week or two ago that the AEW console game might be headed for a September release, which is very interesting. There's obviously no 100% confirmation, but the game could very well be coming out sooner than expected. Yesterday at AEW Dynamite after the show, Tony Khan came out and essentially had the fans lead in certain chants that will be used for the game. So they were mic'd up, obviously, and they were directed to chant certain things that will be part of the game. Now, I absolutely love this. And, Kenny Omega has been on record before praising the hell out of WWE 2K. And of course, you would expect this from Kenny Omega, who is a massive gaming fan, plus a wrestling gaming fan as well. The idea of them miking up the crowd with certain chants for certain people is just something I feel like we haven't seen before. And that is really exciting. And, I know a lot of people, they're gonna have conversations about AEW and WWE's video game and whatnot. But I think the larger thing that people need to understand here is just how awesome it is to finally have another wrestling game on a mainstream level. Because I do play Fire Pro Wrestling, but it's not on a massive scale compared to WWE 2K. And I think AEW Fight Forever will very well be the case. So Yes, we know that they're miking up the crowd. They're getting their chants in. They're going to be part of the sound design, which is absolutely incredible. And I think it's really cool that if the game does come out, in September, I would say Labor Day weekend will be a really big weekend for AEW to start getting some demos in the hands of fans. And maybe, we might be seeing some more footage and cover reveals and stuff like that. So the image that you see on screen is my thumbnail that I created several weeks ago. And I understand a lot of people are posting on Twitter trying to say it's the real thing. It is not the real cover. While I do think those 3 guys should be on the cover, I don't expect this to even be remotely close to what the cover is going to be. But it was just my attempt at obviously creating a concept. And whether it's good or bad, that's up to you. But yes, there's a lot to be excited about the console game. We do know that not a lot of wrestlers who have joined AEW might not actually be in the game. They might have to be post DLC. I'll bring you guys more updates as they come, but it's definitely something to pay attention to. All right, guys, and our final topic of today's video, we got to talk about the new Bray Wyatt gimmick. What the hell is happening with Bray Wyatt? For a while, it seemed like Bray Wyatt was going to AEW or Impact, and then in the last few months, it seems like the rumors have died down. Now, all of a sudden, Bray Wyatt speaks again, which is causing an upstorm in communications through social media. So Bray Wyatt changed his name to the O emoji, and he put out a series of tweets. I do think it's true that he who makes a beast of himself gets rid of the pain of being a man. And then the second tweet was, but if you become the machine, you don't have to feel at all. And I don't even know how to describe this image, but the image that you guys see on the screen here is the image that I'm talking about. And then the next tweet is to be sentient. Which I won't even act like I know what any of this stuff means. But it appears to me that Bray Wyatt is definitely teasing a big, big change. Now, I have seen Bray Wyatt back in the NXT days where he was just wearing those button-down shirts, being very cryptic and, very swamp-like character. We've seen him go to Bray Wyatt on the main roster. Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. Whatever is next, I hope it is amazing, whether it's WWE or AEW. I just look forward to seeing Bray Wyatt come back. This guy is absolutely one of the best workers on the mic and telling stories. And I think AEW could definitely benefit from that. And I think even WWE, they dropped the ball with him, but I feel like they can redeem themselves if they choose. And I know that Bray Wyatt may not be the biggest and most popular person that the IWC would love to see in AEW because he doesn't have the in-ring ability that a lot of the other guys don't have, or the ability that they do have. But I think Bray Wyatt could work good storytelling matches, and I think AEW can definitely benefit from that. I think either company would be lucky to have Bray Wyatt, but I also think Bray Wyatt's new character, whatever it may be, I don't know what the hell we're going to be expecting, so I'm just ready for it whenever it actually happens. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time.